Hello, and welcome back to another exciting toy video. We're going to talk about some Xena that I just found a few days ago. Well, a week or so ago, came into replay with a bunch of other Xena figures in this person's collection. They had pretty much all these 12-inch figures. This was the only one in 12-inch, so I decided to scoop that up since that's my main forte here. The 12-inch ones are okay too, but the faces don't really look like that. I think these were earlier models, but anywho, I thought the likeness on this looked pretty decent. Decent likeness to Lucy Lawless. So I'm gonna attempt to crack this thing open. This figure came out in '98, looks like, which is probably around the time of Xena's I don't know, when she was really popular, I guess. So that's my childhood right there. Definitely remember watching it a little bit then. I was still pretty young, only about 8 back then. But then I kind of got back into it a little bit more, and about 10 years later in high school. So that's a thing. And speaking of high school, I made this chakram about 13 years ago out of clay and stuff and paint. It's fallen apart many times, and I've glued it back together. So you may have noticed that in the thumbnail. It's one of my few 3D art pieces that's survived this long. But what's not going to survive, unfortunately, is this packaging. Because as you know, I like to unbox just about everything that I collect so I can take a closer appreciation towards it. Nevertheless, I'm going to do it with the utmost care, because it is kind of vintagey packaging, which we didn't really get a super close look at, but there's some nice images of Xena here and there, and it goes into detail as far as what's going on in the story. So, yeah, I don't know, should I cut into the plastic or just try to rip it off the back? I brought a knife with me, but I think we're just gonna, try and peel it off here the best we can. Ooh, I feel bad. I feel bad doing it. But you know what? No, we're gonna do a little surgery. So as I try not to poke myself in the eye, I'm gonna do a little surgery. Sorry that this video is not edited, but it's been so long that I've uploaded something. I just had to say hi to you guys. Had to throw something up here in a pinch, and I was like, what better time than now? I'm also recording off my phone, so this might look a little bit different than some of the other videos. Alright, time for a little noise. Time for a little more surgery, I think. Okay. Let's put that away. There she goes. Alright, cool. Alright, so right here. Oh, she looks great. Yep, there she is. She's got a handful of accessories here. Let's pop those out. There's some tape in the way here. So we'll just work around that. So what's cool about this figure is there's a action mechanic in it. There's the little dagger. Ooh, nice paint apps and details. There's this mechanic inside the figure. Press a button, and she actually takes the sword out of her sheath, and she grabs it because there's a little magnet on her hand. I did my homework ahead of time. There's her sword. Ooh, I don't remember if her sword has a name. Probably. And she grabs her sword, and it works kind of, I guess, but we'll see. We'll see for ourselves. Making sure I'm still recording. I think I am. Oh yeah, cool. And then we got the Nene whipper right there. She has a whip, which I don't remember at all, but apparently she had that. Alright. Moving right along here. Get old Lucy Lawless out of here. Oh, there she is. Oh, she forgot her chakram. Can't be doing that. Alright. I could have put a little more paint on that. There's no gems in there. It's just kind of hollow in those gold spots. So that's a bit of a bummer, but no big deal. No big deal. Here's Xena. Nice looking figure. The only thing I really don't like, I mean, the face could have obviously used a little bit better likeness. But I mean, this is '98 here, people. They weren't. This is pretty. This is about as good as it can get. And even still, it's right now it's 2001. 2021, sorry. Getting old and senile. And they still really haven't made a super great Lucy Lawless figure yet. So what's going on there, guys? Come on. But this is about as good as it gets on any size. But anyways, what I was saying was the what I want to say, the stance that she's in. It's kind of weird. She's stuck in this weird position, so she can't. She's this is the articulation that we're working with here. Oh, her skirt's kind of rubbery, so that helps a little bit. But I get it. She's in an action, more dynamic pose. There's her. Ew. There's her funky little magnet on her hand, and it looks like it's kind of. It's disintegrating. That's weird. I mean, it's an old figure, but why is it doing that? That's weird. Oh, but it does work. The magnet just sticks right on there. I wonder if it works with the dagger too. No, it does not. Oh, that just falls right there. And the whip? No. Okay, so that is only for... Yeah, that is only for the sword. Nothing else has metal in it. That is weird. Wonder why it's falling apart like that. It's just old. It's just an old little figure, but it's pretty cool. Her head sort of moves. Her arms kind of raise a little bit. It's very limited. But there's another figure in the line too that's a little bit more neutral stance. You might be able to get into, I mean, you can get in obviously a neutral pose, but I don't know. You can see it off to the side there. Somewhere over there. But I think the facial sculpt looks a little bit better on this one. So let's try and put that sword in there, shall we? It says some assembly required. Okay, so we are now fully assembled, people. Whew, that took a lot out of me. Took my whole day. There's that peg in the back. And let's see if she can reach for it. I saw, yeah, she's gonna struggle a lot with that. It's a very kind of a tight fit. And it seems like it doesn't work super great from the videos, but this is the basic idea. She's supposed to reach it and go swing, ready for action. So if it wasn't such a tight fit, because it's in there, it's not gonna fall out. Her magnet just isn't strong enough to really grab it too well. But I suppose if I wanted to heat this up and loosen up the hinge a little bit, loosen up that area, it would work a little bit better. But you know what? How often am I gonna do that? Not too often. But the detail is really great all throughout. The coolest part is probably the kind of chainmail on her skirt area. Her whole costume looks pretty great. They could have thrown a little bit more detail in that though, maybe. Otherwise, it's a lot of brown, which is what her costume is. It gets a little bit of gold on the top there, so that's appreciated. Otherwise, yeah, she's got a peg on her hand over here. I don't know why they wanted to do that and not just have a partially open hand, so just to slide the chakram in. But this is the route they went down at the time. So she kind of holds it like that, I guess. And then she could do the same with the dagger because there's a peg on that. And man, I don't know why I don't remember the whip at all. It's been a hot while since I've seen Xena. It's been several years, but she does have a little sheath there. It's a very rigid sheath. Like that is rock hard. Huh. So you want to have it, there you go. Looks like that. I'm trying to see if there's a spot for her to peg the chakram, and it looks like there definitely is. There's a very prominent peg here on the side, which totally works. It's odd that they use that when there's a peg on the chakram itself. They could have just poked a little hole on her skirt and have it mounted that way. But hey, you know what? It's weapon. It's extra weapon storage, and that is always appreciated. Can she? I don't know if there's a spot for the. Oh, hey, hold up. Maybe that's for her whip. You could put her whip on there, wrap it up for a little bit. I don't know. I don't think they really did like peg holes like this back then. But either way, you could suit her up. You could rig it up somehow. Her knees bend a little bit. Oh, she's got ankle pivot, ankle rocker rather. It doesn't really pivot, but it's cool. Yeah, nothing else is really swiveling around, but I'd say, you know, it's a solid 7 out of 10, 6, 7 out of 10. You know, not bad. I think she'll look good next to something up here. But anyways, I'll stop rambling. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.